So I wanted to provide an example, or in this case, two examples of why I use developing value area, which for me is just another term for using the VWAP, volume weighted average price, which is this line right here. And I use a 1 standard deviation band here and a 2 standard deviation band. And then I just shade this in the area in the middle so it's easier for me to understand when we're close to the VWAP. So in this specific example, basically, so what I've noticed in years and years of backtesting, probably 18 months or better of just observing price action in real time, is that when price starts to trend, at least on the indices, when price starts to trend, it will respect the developing value area +1. So this line right here. And if price is chopping around, that's another story. But if it does start to trend, and in this case, sellers back off, buyers step in, mixture of the two, this is what happens. So this is the 22nd of September, which is Monday. And you can clearly see, here's the open. Right here, 8:30, price starts to move up. And the only time it looks back, in the morning at least, 11 o'clock, is when we bounce off the developing value area high. Right, let's just see what happens. Continues to move. And then late in the day, I mean, you can't ask for much more. It takes so much energy for price to trend in this direction in one day. And, by the end of the day, it closes pretty close to the extreme, right? So let's take a look at today, September 23rd. That's the overnight session, and here we come up to the open. Here is the open right here. Okay. Oh, and also I do my VWAP. I have my anchor point to the start of the session, which for me is 1,700 hours. So that's also relevant. If you're using regular trading hours session, it's going to be a little bit different. But in this case, my developing value area is going to be based on anchoring it to the start of the session, start of the overnight session, I should say. So let's go to 8:30. Today we trended down, so let's take a look. Bounced off of the +1 developing value area. Bounced off again. And I mean, we just continued to fall. I have so many examples of this, and who knows what the reason is. Maybe there was an algorithm yesterday and today that didn't want price or kept selling price today once it got close to the VWAP, or kept selling price once it hit to the 1 standard deviation band. But again, this is just my observation after watching 18 months of price action, and then again, probably 10 years or better of just back testing the indices and using developing value area. It just bounces off of this +1 band at least once if it's a trending day. So that is why that's important to me. I'll make another video here of how I use it intraday if we're not trending, but that is one of the biggest components of why that's on my screen. It's just so I can anticipate, okay, if we break a level, it's actually more important if we let me find an example here. Let's go back to, well, for example, if we had a level right here, say this level right here, this horizontal line was the prior day close. If we break that level, okay, shoot, we broke that level. We're not able to stay above it. So let's eye for shorts, right? Well, you're in balanced up. We're above this developing value area. And just because we broke that level, the extra piece of confluence I would have to take a short is if we started to get into the developing value area. In this case, if we had broken that level, came down and touched developing value area, that level is more significant to me simply because of the context and that we are imbalanced up, and it is going to take a lot of energy, a lot of aggression for sellers to step up and for buyers to step to the side. Essentially, everybody that bought right here would have to lock in their gains as price started to fall, and then sellers would have to step up in that case too. So anyway, that's why I use developing value area. Thanks for tuning in.